introduction of your team is how I usually start these. So, like your past experiences, etc.
Well, my name is Javi. I'm the CEO of Tortle Ninja, and Tortle Ninja is the spin out of another company created 10 years ago. That is a software consultancy company that now employs about 25 people. My experience comes from the software consultancy. My company makes software for I think some of the biggest companies around the world, like Securitas here in Europe, Carrefour, eBay, PayPal. I mean, we have done a lot. Also, we have been working on cryptography projects so far for maybe about 7 years. I think most of the technical team loves cryptography from the beginning, and we have been all very interested in joining crypto projects and creating one on our own. And what really happened is that maybe 1 year ago, I started to make experiments trying to compose smart contracts, and I just come into the solution that as smart contracts are pretty small code, pretty small programs, or pretty small piece of software that almost all the same start and finish on the same way. It could be pretty easy to compose it, and it could be pretty easy to create a framework on which you will be able to compose smart contracts without knowing how to code Solidity. At the same time, Solidity is, in my opinion, is still an experimental software, experimental language. So it's kind of, it could be interesting for a lot of people to repeat always the same code, because if they work well and they don't spend too much gas and they are safe. So we come to the idea of, okay, what if we create an interface so you can actually compose smart contracts and make the base about swaps, farming offerings, and also oracles from Chainlink or oracles from any source. And you can compose everything and make strategies on it. And we start to work on it. We create a prototype that we show on November past year. We just show it at an event on Lisbon on the Web Summit. And I think in maybe less than a month, we had almost a seed round almost fulfilled. So, and on the last months, we have been working so hard on the product, especially. Yeah. Also, we have hired some new developers and make the team grow. And I think we're about to launch maybe in 1 month and a half. We will have the entire product working, or at least the first version. I mean, the first version of Tortle. We have a lot of ideas, and if you see this project, this is very exponential. So you can add a lot of things, and I also want to add new features. So we have like 2-3 years of work so far of new features, but maybe in just 1 month or so, we can have a product that, in my opinion, the DeFi community may see as innovative and nice.
Yeah, so I believe the appeal of your product comes from like DeFi users and like people inexperienced with DeFi to come and use these products, because like DeFi users have many different like experienced seasoned DeFi users know many of the websites that like use these strategies alternatively, like vaults or like simply farm and staking and other protocols. But I see your product as a bridge between non-DeFi users and the DeFi space. So how will you plan to advertise it in a way that other investors, like people not interested, like very invested in DeFi, to come and try your product?
Well, basically, that's an interesting question. As it's a new kind of product, we are not really sure about the market fit. That's a mystery. We will only know it and how the community and the people interact with the product, and if you guys like it or not. It's for me a mystery. But what we are doing, in my opinion, there will be like two different types of users on Tortle. By one part, there will be the most experienced or user who can create strategies on his own. And also we will have a user that will only copy strategies from other people. You actually can do both things. And also on top of that, what we are working is with partnerships with fintech companies, not non-crypto companies, just fintech companies, especially some that have savings mobile applications, to add our recipes or strategies to their savings product. So we can get so for people who wants to make the bets on crypto, doesn't have any knowledge about how to set up a MetaMask account or whatever, they can just pre-made strategies just by clicking a button on their mobile application where they have a savings account or whatever.
Yeah, that was what I was wondering. Basically, like, it's good to know you have like communications with fintech companies and sort of. Yeah, so like let's get in. If you want to add something to this, I think you were saying something and I cut you off.
No. I was saying okay.
Okay. Yeah, so like, explain how you want to like integrate these strategies, and because like when people see different strategies being implemented, they can think of it being like too exposed, because like users will be integrating into the smart contracts and creating strategies, and like it can create a scare in some people. Can you like explain the safety measurements you take with these projects?
Yeah, of course. Well, basically, part of my team, especially the most experienced one, have been working on security for a long time. In fact, my prior company is a provider of some security companies here in Europe. So let's say that the non-crypto security part, I would like to say that it's covered, and we can do a pretty nice job on that. And when it comes to crypto, we are just doing our best to test all the smart contracts correctly, and also Tortle relies basically on the most important part of the smart contract security, so proxy contract, and it will be audited by at least 2 firms at the beginning. And every time we deploy a new version of the proxy contract, it will require to pass an audit. We will publish the results and everything. So I think we can have a good standards when it comes to security. I'm myself very, very concerned about that. Like I see too many projects just having problems because of security, and but I think we are pretty ready on that, because my team has been making software together for many years, and as for now, we never had a security breach. As for now, in the last 10 years, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a huge amount of years to not have any security breach. So yeah, that's reassuring. Will there be is it probably being tested internally, but will there be a beta testing for these protocols?
Yeah, as soon as we finish the first audit, we will open a private beta testing phase. So you guys can come and we will launch it first on the testnet and later on the mainnet.
Yeah.
And it will be very funny and very interesting, because I'm really eager to see people interacting with the software. We will publish about that maybe in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So, we briefly touched upon the basis of your protocol, but can you explain the different strategies and give a few examples as to like how can one comment like with your UI setup create like codeless strategies, because like usually strategies require smart contracts being used, and like the users have to know them and integrate different strategies between each other. How do you guys do that, like behind the scenes, and offer the users the UI only?
Yeah, well, let me explain. I think what we try to gather on our application is as most operators or nodes as possible, so people can do different stuff. Basically, what you can do on Tortle is to get the most from swaps. Also, you can get all the farming offerings from an entire platform. We can get most of the farming offerings from Fantom, from on the network, and also the liquidity pools and the staking options. With that, you can automate the farming. You can, by example, auto compound the reward tokens of a farming, and also setting up a condition to evolve your strategy. So let's say you want to. I think for many users, volatility is always an issue on crypto. So with our project, what you can do is to set up a condition. So in case a token goes below a value you find unacceptable, you can liquidate your position into a stable coin, or just if a farm just have an APR that is not interesting anymore, you can jump into another farm, or and you can do you can do it with your visual canvas in a very easy way, a very easy intuitive way. If you want to do some more complicated strategies like delta neutral strategies, or multi-stop loss, or any kind of complex trading strategy, everything I think is quite possible. We created visually, but the tools that a professional trader can use on DeFi will be available on Tortle in a very short time.
Yeah. So like a user can like come into your website with the UI clicks, like they don't have to know coding or anything, like use your UI and be like have access to these like complicated, and a bit complicated, I mean like integrated like strategies.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, they can create their own, or they can copy other farming strategies from other people also.
So if everyone does a strategy, is it public to everyone, or can they have it like set to private?
Yeah. You can, when you are creating one, you can set it to public or private. If you make it public, it's available for all the community. And if you make it private, only you can see it. Only the owner of the wallet can see it.
So, like just nitpicking some questions here, like if we do it public, for example, like everyone can see, like the end result APR is seeing what, like, do they only see the strategies, or do they see like with these guys, like, you know, the shadow trading stuff, right? Where some of the top traders like profits are seen, like will there be an option to see like which strategy was the most successful in like, for example, using Ethereum, or most successful one using stable coins, etc.
Yeah, we are thinking on that, but as all the social part of the social trading part of the application, of the social trading side of Tortle, I want to get into it as soon as we launch the first version. But as for now, it's very basic what you can do. You only can see if there is a public recipe. That it's just because when creating digital products, I always believe you should create something small and consistent. And we didn't want to end endless features as for now. So when we have the first version done, after it we will start to create environments so social trading can happen on Turtle. And yes, we are thinking on ideas like create a leaderboard of which are the best traders, which are the best strategies with the best APRs, and so we can also help the community educate themselves about what strategies are better, what are worst, and also think that any public strategy on Turtle can be forked. So it's a great educational tool in case you want to start from the works of other trader, of other farmer, and just change small things and get into less risk, more risk, or maybe into a more complex thing that can grow. DeFi is a unique world, full of opportunities. So mixing all together is just great. I think it would be great to let users just explore their limits and see what they can do.
Yeah, I can see many of people like trying your strategies and getting too complicated and getting liquidated or something like. Yeah, I can see that happening.
Yeah, that could happen. We want to go into leverage stuff. I think people really like it, but also, it could be interesting to people to know the risk and to understand it correctly, because sometimes there's more risk on it. But we wanted to create in the future also. It's not our own roadmap because I don't want to add more pressure to my development team. But it could be nice to have a simulator so you can see on the current market conditions what could happen if you trigger a strategy, especially for leverage strategy, which sometimes go faster than people imagine. In both ways, in good and bad ways, it could be interesting to so people can test first before putting their money on it.
Yeah,
because leverage trading is it's hardcore stuff. So
yeah.
So I'm okay with it, and I believe like DeFi users are the real owners of the assets, so they have the total jurisdiction on everything, so they have to decide what they do. But at the same time, setting up a test environment will be great, so they can understand and they can experience how fast an environment on a leverage strategy can change, and how easy they can earn money and how easy they can lose money. So
yeah. So I want to ask you about like this is like as I said, fascinating stuff, but with fascinating stuff comes confused users. And how do you plan on educating people as to the risks and the rewards and the benefits and the increased risks of combining strategies? And like how do you plan on educating people? Because it seems like the UI will be simple probably, and people will be like knowing what they're doing, but like they won't know maybe the risks and the rewards of it.
Yeah, that's a very interesting question. But we want to create this. It's not my idea. It's from Avril, which is the marketing officer also, who is here listening. We had the idea of creating what we call a Tortle Uni, Tortle University. So we can also create a post about created combines and strategies. Also, we can let the users watch the outcome of the model, and also so they can understand about how risky this thing is, how risky this thing is not. I think using Turtle doesn't increase the risk of for traders. At least it could be in times like now, where the market is so choppy and changing all the time. It could be a great tool to protect your portfolio from rapid swings on the market.
Yeah.
I mean, in fact, in reality, it was made for that. When I started my first experiments, what I just want is to take the best from DeFi and also to protect my portfolio from volatility, which is and not having to be wake up all day watching the price and selling and buying. It's like if you cannot, if you know a price where you think you can buy or sell or something, with Tortle you can do it, and you can be sleeping at the same time, which is something I think most users have some decent sleep on crypto. It's great stuff, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, explain this to me. We have talked about your strategies, but I didn't understand when I looked at your documents the nodes aspect. Like what? Is it like the nodes as a service on the validator nodes that we usually know of, or is it something else? Like when you say nodes.
Oh no, yeah. It's sometimes it's confusing because it's when we talk about nodes, we talk about the operators we use to link strategies. But it's not a validator node from the blockchain. It's nothing has to be. Maybe we have to change. We call it nodes because normally on this kind of programming tools, this kind of things are called nodes, but they are nothing to be with a validator node from Fantom. No.
Yeah. Yeah, so there are some nodes as a service protocols using they are providing nodes and you can create nodes there, and that may be confusing, but yeah, I get why the term nodes is in your also it is the hub of strategies where you can create them and take them, etc. So it makes sense for you guys to call it a node, but I can also see that being confusing.
Yeah, maybe as I have seen some questions that really got a bit confused. Maybe we change that term because it makes no sense to confuse people on crypto.
No. Crypto is already confusing, right?
Yeah, my opinion. Yeah, it could be overwhelming for almost every human being.
Yeah. Yeah. So I want to ask, first of all, why Tortle Ninja? Why? What's up with the name? I was waiting 20 minutes to ask this question. Why the name?
Because, but we wanted. Well, we as we come from the corporate world, we always have to work in very serious stuff, and we wanted to create something fresh. That's it. And at the same time, but we think about Tortle Ninja is okay, we want to create something that is that will protect users from volatility and so. So we wanted to create something like a turtle, which has a seal and it's hard to and difficult to break. And also, as you can take the best from Chainlink and oracles and make very very quick moves. We say, okay, let's say that it's a turtle because it's hard to break, and also it's a ninja because it can really move really swift.
So nothing to do with the cartoons, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Well, a bit also because I was a kid.
It's like the meme version, no?
Yeah.
We really love memes.
Yeah, it's also like a meme. We wanted to do something fresh, and the idea of Tortle Ninja came, and it's okay, let's go. Because we didn't want to. In fact, at the starting of the project, we make it for ourselves. I mean, when we reach a certain point, the next year, when we finished the first user interface, I think people around us and us start to think that okay, this could have some potential. So the project started really as a side project with not much funds and nothing, and it just really got traction as soon as people noticed what you can really do with the project, and it can end up like that. I like it to be funny and not to be a serious stuff. Yeah.
It's funny, and I also really like your logo. Whoever designed it looks really cool. Integrates really well with the websites, the documents. As far as I've seen the teams, fit well quite nicely. So kudos to whoever you guys hired for that.
Thank
It's
you.
Diana, the main designer is Diana, but I think she's not here. She's a great designer, yeah. Our design team is great.
So, like, we talked about your name, then what does the token or the Tortle token does? Let's talk about that a bit.
Yeah, but what we want to do with the token is give the users the ability to use especially advanced features and so. So apart from governance and also apart from being able to decide where part of the fees of the protocol goes, and also to win some part of the fees if you stake the token. The first product related to the token we will launch is what we call the Tortle savings fund. A kind of insurance we're creating that will work. It's a fund in case any protocol involved on Tortle suffers a catastrophic event, that a hack or something like that. We are creating an insurance product that you can put on any recipe you create, and you have to pay that insurance with our token. Only token holders, and what we do with that is just every time you want to a recipe to be insured, you have to buy a little bit of the token, and we will put it on the fund, so it will cover all the users, and the token will not move from there. And in case there is a catastrophic event on any of the protocols involved on Tortle, we will, even before the protocol has to do anything, we will just refund all the Tortle users. And also, what we want, it's the thing about that fund is that it could be a bit volatile because it's based on Tortle. So when the user is about to get insurance, we will display the coverage they actually have. Normally it will be 100%, and that's normal. And but if it doesn't happen, if it's only 85%, because we have many insured operations and so, we will display it before the user buy it, so they can see they will recover just an 85% or 95% or whatever. But the use of the token will be for that, especially to create trust on all the protocols we work with, because sometimes they have problems, and I think we could create a good product on that. I have been on my other company, I have been working with insurance companies for some years, and creating this kind of products, especially, and also catastrophic bonds and so. And I think we can create a very easy product that can generate a lot of trust on users and also support the long-term value of the token.
Yeah. So,
and
keep going, man.
Oh yeah, man. And also on top of that, we want to create more products to give more use to the token. But what we want to create is a set of tools, so we can really create the DeFi, the team vision that is better than the DeFi we have right now. We want to go a step further and do something just. When I think about DeFi, I see that possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
We're just in the beginning of everything. So, we want to be there, of course.
Yeah. I think the possibilities are endless, like for people who understand the contracts, how to create them, have connections to many websites, etc. So I can see that your protocol being like a game changer in that regards, because everyone will have access to, if this protocol strategies are being set by smart users and seasoned DeFi users, and it will be like the visiting point of many DeFi users and non-DeFi users alike, and that can create like an equal playing ground for everyone.
Yeah, that was also the idea, to try to democratize the access. Because what we see when we start is that you have a team of developers, you can make these trading bots and these strategies in a very easy way. It's not complicated, and it happens that with our tool, any user can do that, which is, in my opinion, it really makes DeFi better, in my opinion.
So, I am glad we are doing this AMA, because I was fascinated by the product, but I am starting to think of some questions to ask you guys. So, I'm glad that I caught you guys here. First of all, will there be some preset strategies for people to use, and how? I am hearing myself. You're doing. Yeah, it's fixed. So, will there be a set of strategies? If yes, will you hire people who are very experienced with DeFi to create these strategies, or will you guys create these strategies, and how will that go?
Oh yeah, when you're logging into Tortle, you can have all the public recipes. As for now, on the first version, we will only show them. But on the future, what we want is to track the historic APR of the strategy, of all the public strategies, so people can browse between them, and also can browse between authors. So better authors and people who really make cute APRs with the public recipes can have people knowing them and see where are the good farmers, where are the good strategies, and that stuff. But at the beginning, it will be kind of basic. It will just show all the public recipes on the dashboard.
So another question, sorry for bombarding you with one question after another. You said that the relief fund is when a protocol goes to a bad problem, exploit, hack, bankruptcy or anything, people get refunded 100%, 85%, whatever the insurance says. But my question is that will the protocols integrated to the product of Tortle Ninja be permissionless? For example, when I'm creating a strategy, can I bring in a farm with 100,000 K APR, which is doomed to fail, obviously, or will you guys have partnerships with different DeFi protocols to bring them to your website?
Yeah. That's a very important thing with insurance. But what we are going to make is some farms will be easy and cheap to insurance, and some others will not be covered on insurance. That will make also to make that selection, we will base it on the historic, on the APR, and also on the risk of the smart contract behind. And of course, impossible farming offerings maybe are not really covered, or maybe are much more expensive. That's what I do. Not really not cover anything, but really make the user understand the risk of that farming offering, and we will cover better, and we will give much better prices to the ones that are Spirit, and so that you have a good track record when it comes to users. And so we are gonna give every farm and every provider we have a rating, and from that rating we will set up a fee for the insurance, and also for protocols and farms that are just impossible. We will say, okay, this operation cannot be insured.
Yeah, but again, to my I understand your answer, but I just want to clarify from
Yes.
For example, there is a new swap page called Ninja Swap, not affiliated to you guys,
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine a better name, but yeah. So Ninja Swap has like their token, like 100,000K APR. So can I bring it without you guys being partnered with them to the strategies you guys are creating, or does it have to be partnered with you so that I can bring it to the strategy table?
I mean, it's in my vision of the product. I want everyone to be able to get into Tortle, but on the first version, it will not be like that. The farming offering will be limited to some partners, not really partnership with us, because but it's great about DeFi is that you don't have to ask permission to people to interact with them, with the smart contracts, and that's lovely. That's what makes the DeFi free. But at first, we will only, on the first version, we will only display trusted protocols and trusted farmings, and on top of that, we will also create what we will call the wild part and the savage part, so people can see all the farming offerings on any protocol. They can short everything by APR, but what I want on that part is to people to see, okay, you are abandoning the easy zone, so you can get into that, but go into your own risk. Also, we will not, in my opinion, I will never, we will add a little filters for all the farm offerings. So, like, okay, the farm has to be open for more than 2-3 days, and also implement some kind of blacklisting software. So, in case the farm is has some attachment with some shady wallet or so, we will not display it. So we will create some security measures on the bottom of the protocol, so we can have some quality and also discourage bad actors to try to display their farming on platform.
Yeah. So like we were talking about like this version and the next version a lot. So why will it be like version 1 probably launching in next 2 months, 1 month? Why do we have 2 different versions of the protocol that hasn't been launched yet?
Yeah, that's actually a good question. Actually, what I'm as I have been doing software for quite a long time, I'm always kind of focused on shipping, on actually delivering software. So when Tortle started to gain traction between investors and so, what I got is like, okay, there is a lot of ideas here, a lot of features we can add, but okay, let's just make a commitment, a small product that works well and that is safe to the users, and the users can make the most of it. And later, on top of that, let's make a version 2 with a lot of new features that will require so many months of research and development by our team. That's why we created a version 2, and that's why the version 2 doesn't really have a delivery date, and our roadmap is not attached to certain dates, because all what we are putting on the version 2 will require an intensive research and development for maybe months or maybe 1 year or something like that.
Yeah.
We are doing it totally different. We are not creating big roadmaps. What we are doing is, if you go into a Medium, you will see development updates that we publish every 2 weeks. So you can see actually the advance, the real advance, what we have really delivered, or what we have really shipped. I feel more comfortable working that way. So we don't have to say to the community, okay, we didn't meet the deadline, or we didn't fill the roadmap. As the next part of the product is pretty complicated, and we cannot assure 13 days on 13 features. I would prefer, even if I trust my team has a great ability to develop, and in fact we are doing it very fast, I would prefer to over deliver rather to under deliver.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone wishes like everyone tries to like under promise, but yeah.
I don't want to get into that because it's a very, especially I think the community don't. Me, when I see some protocols that deliver that under deliver is like, okay, this is so disappointing.
Yeah, and like it creates a very like fast reaction. Like when something under delivers, it creates very like bad reaction and very fast. Yeah, so I can see that what you're aiming at.
Yeah, and there is another thing on that. When I make normal software, I don't have many problems into rushing certain parts because okay, this is safe, this is not. But when it comes to crypto, rushing is not a good friend.
Yeah.
You have to do things well and try to do your best and try to make everything. So we didn't want to rush on any point as for now, and we don't want to do it in the future. We prefer to deliver something in a consistent way and that works well and that the users can make the best of it rather than to rush into something that can create a problem to everyone.
Yeah, slowly but surely.
Yeah, hopefully. So I can see that V1 will be like a bit of a testing ground as well. Like the product guys will check that if there is a need to be improved on what to improve. Like you can like flex the V2 like 2.0 date and the like the ingredients of it.
Yeah.
So what can one expect from your roadmap as we like what's your like what we'll be seeing in like a short term considering development?
We will on short term roadmap. We will try to publish. We are now finishing the last features on the testnet on the Fantom testnet. Everything is working well so far. So I guess by the beginning of May we can have the beta deployed and working. And once the beta is complete and totally audited, we will start with new features that I'm still thinking on that. And what we want to do first, it might be a little different from what we put on the roadmap. Maybe we will start. We want to hear the community and also investors and everyone around to see what is more exciting from them. Like by one part, I want to work into what I call zero knowledge recipes, which is a big project and that will make Tortle more decentralized, but it's really complicated. But we also can start to work on leverage strategies and also mirror assets. I'm almost sure that maybe on some point of May we will have the relief fund, the insurance product ready, because technologically it's very, very easy to make. Mm-hmm. So, but what we will do maybe as soon as we launch the beta is to, okay, we got these 3-4 big features. What do you think? And just ask them and go for them because I think we already talked about it, but you never know about the market fit. But a good strategy to make a good market fit could be, okay, you have a community of beta testers, of early adopters, and okay, come on, ask them. We are very close. We can talk on Telegram or Twitter or whatever. So what better to ask them though? Okay, what excites you more? What do you want to do with Tortle? And from that dialogue, I think we can get okay. We can focus on this feature and go for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good to hear feedback like from people who test the product rather than like random audience. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. When doing software, I always believe in Scrum and to make the product as plastic as possible, as liquid as possible. So the product have to evolve into what the users want, and that's what I want to do. I want to listen to the community, also listen to my team, listen to everyone, and take the best decision to make the protocol grow as and make make it better.
Yeah. So, like, anything we have forgotten to add? Anything you want to add before we move to the community questions? Like, I've seen a couple of good ones. I want to ask them to you. Like, if they're listening still, they can like hear it as well.
Well, I just want to say thank you to everyone here to listen to us and for the interesting project. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before we forget, can I announce the secret code? Because we have just launched a contest to name our character or Tortle Ninja. We need a name for the character. So if anyone here have already participated or will participate, the secret code is Spirit X Turtle.
Can you write it to Tortleninja AMA questions so people will know? Like,
Yeah.
and also, like, I will. I believe this is what you're talking about.
Yep.
This one.
Let me see.
Well, maybe we can do it at the end. If
Yeah,
you
so
want...
you can write, and as I ask questions, it is fine.
All right.
Yeah, I want to ask, like, these complicated, like, profits, loss, and whatever create, say, like, I don't know, because I live in Turkey, but for United States and other countries which have tax laws regarding crypto, like, will there be a complete like transcript recipes for the like the gains, loss, and the in-betweens for people's tax use?
Well, that's actually a good question. We are in many meetings the last months, and yes, we want to help people be able to present a correct tax inform. So
Yeah.
we will work on that, because what happens on Turtle is like a regular recipe makes about 20 jumps or 10 jumps. So yes, but my team here, some of the guys here, Taxman and Javi, I think they are working on a log, so you can see all the outcomes of every transactions. And yes, of course, maybe not on the first version, but as soon as possible, people will be able to take that log from every recipe and maybe download it in some way, maybe as a text file or as a PDF. That won't be complicated, and just deliver it to his accountant, which will not be happy, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yes, we can do it. It's creating that log is part of the work of this sprint on development.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great. So one more question I have, like, you said that people who don't know how to use MetaMask will be able to use this protocol. Then how is the user paying for the gas for these transactions?
Yeah, that's actually a good question. Actually, we are paying for the gas of most of the transactions on Tortle, but what we do at the end of the when we create a recipe, we're creating what is called a gas station. So we will just try to foresee. On Fantom is very easy because fees are very predictable and small. So you can pay the gas in advance, and we will pay for the gas on every transaction. Also, we want to explore working with gasless transactions, so paying all the gas by ourselves. Because sometimes, especially for people who are new into Fantom, it's a bit complicated to have the first gas. They have to buy Fantom, this, that.
Yeah.
And I think that's and we are okay when it comes to Fantom, as fees are very slow, and in my opinion, and I hope it will remain slow. We can pay it for the users and make it for the users easier to do all the strategies. I don't want to have that bad experience retail users have on Ethereum when they're in all the gas and they cannot move from something that is going bad.
Yeah. Like if something like Fantom gets congested, sometimes you pay like 3 Fantom, like at most I've seen, which is $3, like $6 maybe. Like in Ethereum, when like a new mint project comes out, like it's $300, $400, $500 for gas. Like it's impossible to build on basically. I can get the Fantom use case for you guys.
Yeah, in fact, one of the reasons into Fantom is because the network is it can make a lot of transactions. I think if Tortle is deploying Ethereum, we by ourselves, if we gain some traction and with some users, we will just clog all the network very soon. Because if you see the amount of transactions we have to do for a normal recipe, I think you will freak out. Because it's like, okay, this we will send to the network more transactions per second than the whole network of Ethereum can really process. So, yeah, we need something like Fantom, like fast, reliable, cheap. Yeah, that's it.